Okay, mindful nerd moment with Gotham Girl. I guess we talked about Gotham and Gotham Girl, but I was thinking about her.
Henry and Claire.
Um, yes. So when it comes to Claire, I I mean, we hit on this in the episode. I think one of the really poignant things is okay, so there's someone who's controlling emotions, and it really knocks her down and her brother down. And it all loops back to way back when Batman had said to her brother when he saved him that you're going to feel afraid. And that's not a problem. It's not an issue to feel afraid. Everybody feels that way. That fear is an opportunity. And he says to fight the fear and be brave. And I don't love the word fight in there because that almost suggests no, you shouldn't feel that way, or you don't, try not to feel that way. But um, what I believe he's trying to say there is you acknowledge the fear so that you can move through it and be brave, right? So there's nothing to be brave about if there's no fear, that kind of thing. And so I think this hits really well with mindfulness, where sometimes there are things we do not want to feel, but if we try not to feel those things, we're actually preventing ourselves the opportunities that we need to get where we want to go. So I thought we could practice um w- what essentially Claire's trying to do after Psycho Pirate, who during our episode we talked about how little I love that name. So Roger is his first name if you haven't listened to the episode yet.
Has such a ring
Uh
to it, though.
I know. It's a great name if you ignore that it's not
My
great mental
school
health awareness,
mascot
but
was the pirate.
the pirate part's fine. The pirate part's fine. So Roger the pirate uh, has made you extremely afraid. You are Gotham Girl. You're Claire. I liked the scene in particular. She's in the Batcave with Batwing, and he's essentially trying to help her. And there's this point where she talks about being extremely afraid, but she says, "But I'm standing." And so essentially, she's feeling all this fear, but she's finding a way to move through it so that she's building herself up to try and help her
Oh yeah,
brother.
yeah, the scene with Duke, Signal. Yeah. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, yeah. That's
yes.
right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was a really good scene. I really liked that.
Yes. Yes. So, when it comes to when it comes to the scene, I liked it because it's once again acknowledging allowing the fear to be there so that you can move through it. So I thought this could be a good practice. It's not necessarily one of the best feeling ones, but it's a nice one to do because you can feel this fear being Gotham Girl in this experience that's not actually your own, so that when you have your own situation, hopefully you've practiced with Gotham Girl, so it's easier to do. All right. So I want you to sit straight but comfortably. Close your eyes if you'd like, or just soften your gaze, not looking at anything in particular. And first, I want you to focus in on your breath and just notice what it's like to breathe in and out, using this as a way to focus in on the mindful nerd moment. And when you're ready, I want you to imagine that you're Gotham Girl, you're in the Batcave, and you have been manipulated into feeling the most intense fear you've ever felt in your life. And that fear is just so intense. You can't move. And then you start thinking about how you can't move, but you need to save your brother. And that intensifies the fear more than you thought was even possible, which then makes you think even more about, I can't do this. This is too hard. Oh no, what's going to happen with my brother? And it's spiraling. You just feel yourself spiraling. But then Duke reminds you of what Batman said before. Everyone gets scared. Remember, it's an opportunity. And so you're taking this opportunity to have the chance to be brave. Bravery is about, yes, there's something to fear, and it's important to me to move through this to something. And so when you feel those waves of fear, instead of trying to push it away, you say, okay, I'm feeling scared. That's not a problem. That's okay. Feeling scared. You breathe in, you breathe out, you ride out that wave, and you look around the Batcave. You feel another spike of fear, you breathe in, breathe out, you remind yourself, I'm feeling fear. Everyone feels fear. This is an opportunity. So instead of turning away from it, you acknowledge it. You allow that wave of fear to ride through you. And then you think about your next step. Okay, I'm in the bat cave. Where's my brother right now? Another wave of fear starts to hit you. You breathe. You think your way through it. And then you figure out, okay, here's where my brother is. And you get ready to go and try and help him. So, before we break out of this mindful nerd moment, these are more intense kind of feelings that we welcomed in. So, first, as Gotham Girl, I want you to step away from that situation. Pretend that this is something that you're looking back, you're remembering from long ago. And I want you to give appreciation for yourself and welcoming those feelings to have been there, giving yourself credit for the opportunity that you took. It was not easy. And then when you're ready, I want you to just take a few more deep breaths, breathing, if you're able to, in through the nose, really filling those lungs, out through the mouth, really emptying out all that air. And when you're ready, just move a little bit in your seat, open your eyes, and we will wrap up the mindful nerd moment. How was that for you?
I really like that one. I'll say one thing that was very different about it is normally with the mindful nerd moments, we're doing an exercise that kind of takes us away from a stressful situation for us. This
Mm,
one was different because it was actually Gotham Girl going through
mm-hmm.
the insane, like the like a similar situation, like the
Yeah.
exact same like thing that people would find themselves in. Like it was, and
Yes.
so I thought that one was very different because instead of it being like, oh, I'm very stressed right now, let me run like the Flash or let me
Mm-hmm.
fly like Superman or swing like Spidey, it was let me process
Yeah.
like Gotham Girl. And so I thought that was
Yes.
very, very different from a lot of the other
Yeah.
ones that we've done before.
And I think that this is one where you want to be ready for it because of that. And that's why I kind of prefaced a little bit there. Um, but it can be really great because actually we talked on the episode with Juan, um, where when we did the mindful nerd moment with him, he actually talked about in sports where you do this. But if you imagine something, you can actually be more successful with it happening later. And so uh, this sometimes is an easier way to imagine because we don't always. Sometimes it can be hard to start with your own really tough stuff.
Hmm.
So here's a character going through some tough things, but maybe it might be more palatable to practice here first before you hit on your own thing.
Hmm.
But yeah, imagining and essentially like you're practicing through it, just like you would with in Juan's case it was baseball. Um, yeah, it can be really helpful, but it's definitely one that it's nice to be aware beforehand. Like, okay, we're gonna be putting ourselves into some stuff here.
Yeah. And so yeah, I really like that. And I'm so glad that Claire was able to successfully process and practice mindfulness in that moment in the Batcave to like come together and be the person she needed to be in that situation.
Yeah.